Good morning. Happy Saturday. I'm going camping tonight. I'm excited. I was just getting my stuff ready. Okay. August 29th. It is a sad weakness in us, after all, that the thought of a man's death hollows him anew to us, as if life were not sacred too. George Eliot. Where do we find it so much easier to compliment the dead than the living? At funerals, the friends and family members gathered cannot say enough about the deceased. During life, however, all those qualities that now draw praise usually went unnoticed. Life is as sacred as death. It is certainly appropriate to remember a departed one fondly, but it's even better to say what we have to say while the person can still hear it. People don't become better or more deserving in death than they were in life. Living, not dying, is what makes us praiseworthy. It is no small thing to fall in love, to raise a family, to strive to assist others, to live each day with all its sameness, all its vexations, and all its tedium, as well as we can. We need to say all those loving words and express all those loving thoughts on this side of death. The dead are beyond the daily struggle, and thus beyond any need for encouragement. It is we, the living, who must depend on each other for mutual comfort and support. If we have a word of appreciation to offer, let us say it now. I will give credit where credit is due before it's too late. I will give credit where credit's due before it's too late. I'm glad that Chadwick Boseman, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm glad that he got to see the impact that he had on people with his film work in Black Panther. It sucks that 2020 is just a trifling ass bitch, I swear to God. And with everything that's going on right now, socially and politically and stuff like that, the loss of such a celebrated icon is kind of what the fuck? It's rough. But other than that, I don't, he's a celebrity. I don't know the man personally. In a minute. I don't know the man personally, obviously. I just enjoyed his movies. In my personal life, I make an attempt, and I have been making more of an attempt lately, to tell the people that I love them. So it's in circles. My innermost circle, I express my affections to freely and often. Somebody's being really dramatic right now. My innermost circle, I express my affections to freely and often. Then there is a kind of the peripheral, where you have to exist in regular life, and people that you need a little bit more often than others, or see it a little bit more often than others. And I try to expand my affections. I used to do it based on whether or not I perceived the person valued me or my opinion. I have begun to transition into simply acknowledging and letting people know that I care about or find something about them admirable, exceptional, something worthy of my affection. So I've kind of expanded that. At one point, I read something you should try and compliment people, at least 5 different people on one separate thing, or as many things as possible, a day. And I literally never make that number, but I've tried and begun trying to admire traits or accessories or it's really easy to admire somebody who's funny when they're funny for me. If I'm standing somewhere and you overhear a conversation and somebody says something funny, there's always that weird moment of do you respect the privacy of the conversation, or do you laugh? I always laugh. If the person said something funny, they deserve a laugh. And as somebody who enjoys other people acknowledging my own humor, I try my best to always give a laugh where a laugh is due if somebody said something hilarious. So I've been trying to expand the appreciation that I have for the people I care about into a greater practice of appreciating all the people that I interact with to the best of my ability, because life is short. And because people deserve to know that they are valued and valuable while they're alive. And giving credit where it's due before it's too late is a big deal. I have multiple loved ones who have already passed. Much younger than one would expect. For each and every one of them. And that's a conversation that can't be continued anymore. Even though I don't have any real regrets, like going to a funeral and saying all the things that you liked and cared about a person, that's cool. I'm sure it grants closure to the living, but it's meaningless. It's really, like, long-term, it's meaningless for anybody, for the person who died. Those are things that hopefully you expressed before they passed. Even frustrations and annoyances. Because it's a part of the complexity of human beings, is that we're all imperfect and sometimes we all do annoying shit. So, like, I try to love my people for their annoying traits. It's my cat. As well as their endearing ones. Because part of who we are. I used to say, and I still tell people this, I love bad kids and mean old people. I do. I really do. I really do. And those, like, small things that human beings engage in that make them imperfect, but aren't harming anybody, but, like, grate on your nerves, like, ugh, that's annoying. I try to enjoy those too. Like, I really do. Because I might be a little annoying at times myself. I will give credit where credit is due before it's too late. It is time to get this baby some breakfast and do my laundry before I go camping so I don't have to do it afterwards. I've got all of my stuff ready to go. Mommy's gonna spend a night by herself in the woods. It's gonna be really nice. Found this little, like... Anyway, I'll take pictures and post them later, so... Have a happy day.